So one question that I get asked a lot is how to learn vocabulary for the GRE in the most efficient manner. This video is about a very good source from where you can learn vocab for the GRE in an easy way. Plus, remember all those words along with their synonyms till the time you take your GRE. Hello and welcome to AptVisit. This is Smriti, founder of AptVisit and GRE GMAT Verbal Expert. So when you start learning vocabulary for the GRE test, one mistake most commonly made by students is that they just start learning all the words out there from any list that they can grab their hands on. So you talk about 1,000 words list, a 800 words list, a 333 high frequency word list, and a student has done all of it. What happens is at the end of doing 2-3 lists randomly, you're not really able to remember the meaning of all those words that you spend so much of your precious time learning, right? So it doesn't make any sense at the end of it. You have done all this exercise, you have put in so much effort, but then at the end of the day, if you're not able to remember the meaning of the words, and when you're solving sentence equivalence questions, if you're not able to find synonyms in those 6 options, then it did not make any sense to learn or cram all of those words from all those different lists, right? So when you are learning vocabulary for the GRE, remember that you have to learn it in such a manner that you are able to remember the meaning of the word, remember the synonyms together, and remember the context in which this word can be used, so that you are also able to solve the text completion and sentence equivalence questions correctly. So I'm going to show you a source from where you can do all of this. Now, this is a source that I've personally developed over the last 10 years. So in the last 10 years, all the different words that have actually appeared in the GRE test for different students, these are the words that have been compiled together in this list. This list also contains those words that have been there in the ETS official questions, the official books, the official guide, and the big book from ETS. So words that have been there in these books from long time, these words are also contained in the source. So when you are learning vocabulary from the source, it's highly probable that you will not find any new word beyond these 700 words from the source that I'm going to talk to you about. Okay, so let me just take you to the website directly. So you go to your browser and you just type AptVisit vocabulary, okay, and you will get a link in the Google sessions, which is GRE Vocabulary Flashcards AptVisit. Okay. Or you can actually go to aptvisit.com directly, and then here in the free resources section, just click, and the first tab is vocabulary flashcards. Okay, so you also have this, as soon as you reach the box, a chat box pops up, which prompts you to chat with AptVisit just in case you have any queries about anything here. So in case you don't need it, just minimize it. Okay, and yeah, I was showing you the free resources section. So you just click on the free resources, and there are these 3 things, and the top one is the vocabulary flashcards. So you can just click it here, and you can directly go to the flashcards page. Okay, so we're already on the flashcards page, and if you just scroll down, you will find a bit of detail here, and then directly you have the vocabulary flashcards in different decks. Okay, so if you just scroll down and see, there are a total of 28 decks, and each deck contains 25 words. So a total of 700 words is what you'll be learning through these vocabulary flashcards. All right. Now, how this works is you just click on any of the decks. So let's go to deck number 1. Okay. So you have a flashcard here, okay, with a word. So this word is a GRE word, okay. So we have the word denuded here, okay. So what you need to do is think of whether you know the meaning of denuded or you don't know the meaning of denuded, okay. Think of that meaning in your head, all right, or just write it down on a paper. So you know what is the meaning of denute that you already know of, okay? If you don't know the meaning of denute as of now, this is what we are doing here. We're going to learn that meaning right now, okay? All right. So then you just click on this meaning tab here to find out what's the meaning of denute. And it gives us the meaning here. It tells us that denute is a verb, which means to strip something of its covering, possessions, or assets, okay? And then there is an example sentence as well. Almost overnight, the Arctic was denuded of animals. So from here, we can understand that almost overnight, the Arctic was stripped of or dispossessed of animals. So all the animals were somehow taken away from the Arctic, maybe because of natural disaster or certain phenomena, or maybe human intervention. But for some reason, the Arctic was denuded of animals. Okay. So in case you knew the meaning of the flashcard already, you can go ahead and click on, oh, I got it right. If you did not know the meaning of denute, or if you remembered it incorrectly, you can just click on, I got it wrong, okay? So let's just say, for example, that you got it wrong. So you just click on, I got it wrong, okay? And then you're getting the next word. So now let's see if you know the meaning of chicanery, okay? Just turn the flashcard and you will find that chicanery is a noun. The meaning is deception. And then you are also finding here the synonyms of chicanery, okay? Now read the synonyms. Synonyms are sophistry, trickery, and subterfuge. All of these three are GRE level synonyms of the word chicanery, okay? So these flashcards will help you in knowing the GRE level synonyms of words. And this is going to be very, very helpful come sentence equivalence questions, okay? So if you're writing all these words down and you're making notes, don't forget to write these synonyms down as well, okay? All right, now suppose you got this word right. So you just click on I got it right, and then you get the third word. Now the purpose of clicking on right or wrong here is that this is, round one. If you look here, the flashcard shows that this is round one, and we're actually learning all of these words for the first time, right? But the words that we have gotten wrong are the ones that we need revision on, correct? So what these flashcards do is they enable us to revise the words that we have gotten incorrect. And the flashcards show us all the words that we are getting incorrect again and again in the different rounds, so that by the end of the deck, we really learn, properly memorize the meaning, the synonyms, and understand the example sentence as well for each of the words, okay? So this is what is learning vocabulary by repetition, okay? And this is learning vocabulary by spaced repetition. Another very important thing that I want to show you is the main vocabulary page. Again, let's go back to Flashcards home, and we're back to the main page. So here, just before the deck 1 and 2, you have these details. And in these details, just look at the fourth point. Organize vocabulary learning and increase retention with flashcards. Schedule, click to download, okay? So if I click this link, what I have is a revision schedule, which is also downloadable and printable, okay? So this is where these vocabulary flashcards just take it up a notch. This is actually a schedule that is set in a way that you maximize your vocabulary learning and retention, okay? It gives you a target, it tells you exactly what you need to learn, when you need to learn, when you need to revise it, and when you need to revise it again, okay? So just look here, you're starting from day 1, say today. So today you will learn deck 1, okay? The deck 1 that we just went through, that's the deck 1. So you will learn deck 1 on day 1. Then tomorrow will be your day 2, so you learn deck 2. And day after tomorrow will be your day 3. So on day 3, you learn deck 3. And now here comes the interesting part. On day 3, along with deck 3, you can see that under the revisions tab, it says first revision of Deck 1. So along with Deck 3, you will revise Deck 1 that you did on day 1, okay? And similarly, on day 4, you will learn Deck 4 and you will revise Deck 2, okay? So on and so forth. Now just look here, on day 6, it says that you have to learn Deck 6 and you need to revise Deck 4, okay? And you need to also revise Deck 1, okay? So this is second revision for Deck 1. You did Deck 1 on day 1, the day you have started learning vocabulary from the flashcards, okay? And you first revise Deck 1 on day 3, and then you are revising Deck 1 on day 6, okay? So this revision schedule is built in a specific way to maximize that retention of vocabulary for you, okay? So follow this and you will be really, really good in terms of vocabulary for the GRE. Please note that you have a couple of grand revisions as well, okay? So there's a grand revision on day 20 and there's a grand revision on day 21. It just means that on day 20, you're not really learning any new deck of words. You are just revising Deck 1 through Deck 7, and on day 21, you are supposed to revise Deck 8 through Deck 14, okay? All right, so according to this schedule, you will learn total vocabulary in 42 days, okay? Which is about 1.5 months, which is a really good time limit for doing your vocabulary for the GRE. So if you're starting today, please follow the revision schedule. This is really, really important. Okay, you can just download it, you can print it, and you can just keep ticking on the days as you go forward, all right? If you have more time on your hands and you want to combine 2 decks learning in one day, you can also do that, and your overall time will reduce from 42 days, okay? However, this is what is the optimum time that you should be taking in order to learn vocabulary. It is not a lot of time. 42 days is 1.5 months, less than 1.5 months, which is, I would say, a quite reasonable amount of time to learn vocabulary for the GRE. Okay, so use this resource. This resource has been tried and tested on a lot of students. A lot of students who have gotten into good universities, into top 50 universities across the world, have been using these flashcards, okay? So you are going to be following their footsteps when you start learning from here. This is a good resource and it's free to use, all right? Okay, so if you find this resource useful, if you find this video useful, do put your comments in the comments box below. And if you have any other queries as well related to GRE preparation, I'm here to help. Thank you and have a good day.